All right, so now what I wanted to do is move over to the web quoting portion of the platform. So our instant quote platform is made up of two features, the phone quoting feature, which we just went over, and now I want to go over the web quoting feature. So I'm going to exit out of this briefly here, and I hope you all can still see my screen. Jacob, are they able to see my screen here? Okay, yep. Perfect. So here is the CID homepage here, their website. Fantastic looking, very aesthetically pleasing. They did a great job. And there's a couple of ways where you can access the web quoting feature. So, excuse me. The first is here under broker tools. And if you click down here, there's that web quote hyperlink that'll take you to the page directly. Also, at the bottom of the screen where it says web quote, you can also select that and that'll take you to the appropriate page. So let's go ahead and click that here. All right, and that's going to take us to our web quoting homepage here. So again, no applications needed. We just want to keep harping on that. But here's where you can see the products that you can quote over the phone. So when you scroll down, you'll see commercial, property, liability, nonprofit, professional, hospitality, and liquor. So a number of options. We'll try to stay consistent here with our commercial products. So what we'll do is click that plus button there. Here's a drop down of the products you can quote. So we did janitorial earlier. Let's mix it up a little bit. Let's select trucker's liability here. Okay. So I was already logged in, so that's why that is taking us directly to this page. I'm actually going to log out here because I want you to see what that process looks like to create an account. So let's do this again. With the commercial property and liability, trucker's liability. Okay. So now we need to log in here. So this is what you'll see. And when ready to create an account, you'll simply just click this create new account. It'll ask you for your name, your email address, the name of your agency. That will get submitted and you will be up and ready to go. So pretty easy process there. I already have an account, so I'm gonna go ahead and log in again. And if you ever forget your password, you can just click that blue hyperlink you saw there, and that password will get sent directly to the email we have associated with your name. So pretty easy to retrieve. Okay, so for our truckers GL, so these questions here, these eligibility questions, are the same questions that underwriters see when you're quoting over the phone. So again, there are these two platforms available, I should say features available. I should say that I recommend calling in to start out so that you can get familiar with the process, you can talk to an underwriter, but we want you to feel as comfortable as possible quoting with us. So if you prefer the web, this is available to you as well. And you actually do have the option to web chat with your underwriter also. So this orange box here, if you were to select that, you can start chatting with them in sort of an AIM box as you're progressing through the quote. So if you have questions about binding, maybe billing, or just how to answer an eligibility question, maybe it's a little confusing, you have the ability to talk to them in that format. You also have, again, the instant quote phone number, that 877-969-7593, where you can call in and talk to them over the phone as you are going through this process as well. So let's go through some of these questions. So I'm going to select California. I'll say there's been no losses. We'll just click this continue button. We'll put in the name. We'll stick with test. It's worked out for us before. And how many years has the applicant been current location? We'll say 2 years. And we'll say you haven't had a policy with USLI previously. So you always have to type in a short description of the operations when you see this. So I'm just going to put in general freight. Hope I spelled that right. And then we will go to, we'll pick an address here. I think we chose, so San Diego, should be pretty applicable. Okay. And here are the limits that are available to you. So you can select the different limit options you may want. We'll stick with the 1 mil, 2 million here. And then we'll get into some other eligibility questions. So it'll ask you how many units, that means how many trucks are we insuring here? We'll say 2 as well for the liability. And again, some additional eligibility questions. We don't want any sort of installation for this product, so we'll select no there. And it's confirming that it is not, that we are not a residential or commercial mover. So we'll say that's true, that we're not. Sometimes a little bit of an interesting wording. So make sure you're reading the question carefully as you answer that. So we'll go through these here just for the sake of time. We'll answer no for all these. For this truckers GL product, the nice touch is here, this blanket waiver. of recovery. So that's a good one here. Blanket additional insured should be available as well. But again, we'll just select no for now for the sake of time. Hit continue, and that should take us to the final page here. So here's what the end result looks like. So that's it. You got your quote. So we have the quote number here. We have the name of the applicant. We have the premium, any broker fees that may be applicable, the location address, the units and rate. And then what's cool here as well is we have these red hyperlinks where if you want to read those coverage forms, you can actually select those and read those word for word as they're spelled out. What I do want to show you is a copy of the quote. So we'll select that there. Make sure you know what that looks like. Okay, so here's the quote here. So this is what will be sent over to you. So here's page one, shows the billing options. This is an admitted quote as well. The name, premium, all that information is laid out for you there. I want to show you a copy of the application here. You can see what that looks like. That'll be pre-filled. We also include an excess liability quote as part of this product as well, so that's a nice touch. And if we scroll down, here's the application. So still some additional things to fill in, but again, it's included as part of the quote, some additional questions. And at the end of the process here, you can actually select, I'm going to cancel out of this quote here. We're going to go back to the home page. It says continue to complete right here. So if you want to answer those questions fully, you can continue to complete there and do that so that the application will be complete when ready to present that to your client. The last item I wanted to mention about our web quoting feature is that if you were to answer something like an eligibility question in a way that might make the risk ineligible or where it needs further review, it will get submitted to us and you would have three options from there. You can either select to web chat with an underwriter and go over those questions. They can tell you why it was submitted, and maybe we can get that figured out right there on the spot. You can also call in, as we discussed. And lastly, the third option would be it'll give you is to submit it to an underwriter for review. It'll get sent directly to an underwriter's inbox, and they should get back to you within a few, about 24 hours, I should say. So again, you have all those options available to you if it were to get submitted because something was not answered in a way that we were looking for, where it might need some additional reviewing done by an underwriter. All right, so we should be back in business here. So, so our instant quote platform, again, made up of two features: our phone quote feature, which again, you talk to an underwriter like Renee, that number is 877-969-7539, or you have the ability to quote online at CIDinsurance.com. So again, I want you to feel as comfortable as possible quoting with us. Okay. So again, we talked about the web chat feature, and again, I want to emphasize this for our web quoting feature that you do have the ability to chat or to call in and talk to an underwriter. It's very important for us that this process is humanized for you. I think so much of what goes on today is automated. I mean, I can think of how many times I call service industry. I get put on hold for 30 minutes just to talk to an answering machine, right? It's extremely frustrating. So we wanted to humanize this process for you. We're really excited to partner with CID on this. I'm sure they agree with us in that message as well. So again, just a really good opportunity for this to be a less stressful, more time convenient process for you to get that small to mid-sized business turned around more quickly.